Hi guys, it's Adria. So this video is something that I've wanted to talk about for a while, and that is why I don't drink and why I don't smoke. This is something I get asked about frequently, both in real life and on social media, people just asking me. So to start off, I'm 21. I am legal. Drinking is just something that has never appealed to me. When I was in high school on the weekends while my friends were getting drunk, I was at home. I was at home drawing and writing and on the internet and, you know, not doing that. I don't think of myself as any better or any worse than people that do that. For me, it's just never been something that I've felt the need to do, and I'm almost 22. I'll be 22 August 3rd, and since I've been 21, I can count the number of drinks I had on one hand. On my 21st birthday, I was like, oh, like I could go buy a drink, but I didn't. Like I went shopping at the mall and I had a birthday cake and dinner, and you know, I didn't feel the need to do that. I feel like a lot of it is really my struggles like with anxiety and depression. I feel like I have a battle with my mind on a daily basis. I don't feel like I need to make it any worse. And from what I understand, alcohol is actually a depressant because, you know, once you're not drunk anymore, you know, you can feel worse than you originally felt. So for me, that's just a bullet I've wanted to dodge. And you know, I can't lie, you know, I have had drinks, but I've never been drunk. I've had champagne at a wedding. When I went on a cruise, they were giving out free shots, so I had one. But like, I've never blacked out drunk, you know, I've felt a little like, because I never drink, so like if I do have like a sip of something, I'm like, whoa! I just avoid alcohol. I avoid places I know will have alcohol. I've been invited to parties that I haven't gone to because I know what goes on at parties. And I guess this also applies to marijuana as well. I've never smoked marijuana. I've been around people that have. I've been in rooms where people have. It has always made me so uncomfortable. There's no justification for it for me. No. One time I went with my friend, she had like had a fight with her boyfriend and she wanted me to like come with her to it was her boyfriend's friend's house that he was at, so I was like, okay. I thought we were just going in, stopping in, just to like be like, okay, you're a jerk, and then leaving. But here we like sat down. They were all like passing marijuana around. And because I did not take it, one of the guys looked at me and was like, I feel really sorry for you. It's like, you feel sorry for me. You feel sorry for me. You're sitting on the floor of somebody's apartment, this dirty old apartment, smoking weed, and you feel sorry for me. Okay? Like I said before, I have a battle with my mind on a daily basis. I don't need something else coming at it. When soldiers are on a battlefield and they're shooting at the enemy, they don't want another country coming in and invading them. Like, that's how I look at it. You know, I don't need something else coming into my battlefield. I don't need anything else coming in there. And that's just kind of the logic I've always used. Some people might argue like, oh, when you're high, like you don't feel anything, oh, you don't think of that, all your problems go away. No, they don't go away. It creates a whole new web of problems. And I know you can't get addicted to weed, but you can become dependent on it. And like the same with alcohol. You become dependent on that stuff and you can't live without it, and you don't know how to enjoy yourself unless you have that. And that's something I've wanted to avoid. Number one, being that it's expensive. Both are not cheap habits. I'd rather be addicted to Swiss cakes, Swiss cake rolls. I'd rather be addicted to those because they're like $1 or something for a box of 12, so I'd rather be addicted to that, quite honestly. Number two, being that a lot of problems are associated with drinking, like drinking and driving. So many people have been killed because of that. And the whole like date rape thing, you know, people getting raped while being drunk, and just the whole scene of alcohol, like it's just very, you know, if you're drinking casually in your house, you're not going any, like I'm all for that. You know, if you're by all means, do as you will, but there's just so much danger associated with being intoxicated that I just, like, I can't deal with that. And number three is, like, I'm an artist, and I have a very, very warped way of thinking. And I feel like a lot of artists will understand what I'm talking about, where your brain, you see things very differently and you perceive the world in a completely different way. People that aren't artists see the world in one way, and people that are see it like through a kaleidoscope. So I see the world very differently, and I don't feel like I need my brain on anything else. Like, my brain is crazy and warped enough on its own that I don't need, what is it called? I don't even know. I can't think of the word, but I don't need anything else helping that at all. Like, you know what I mean? I don't need anything else boosting that. Even though I have suffered with depression and anxiety for years, and I've had so many people come at me like saying like, oh, like maybe you should smoke some weed, oh, maybe you should get a little drunk. Like, for me, that's never been seen as a solution, especially since I grew up in a family like where none of my relatives drank. Like at family social gatherings, I was never around drinking and or smoking. Like, I've never been around that kind of environment. So for me, it's like a foreign thing, you know, it's like something that I like don't even, you know, I didn't even think of it until I was like in my teens and in high school, and then I heard of other people doing it. You know, I was kind of sheltered as a child, you know, it wasn't really something that I grew up thinking about, you know, like, oh, should I do this? Should I do that? Like, no. And I love how I'm seen as the weirdo for not smoking, even though it's illegal in most places. I'm seen as weird, you know, like I'm the weird one because I don't do something that's illegal. Like, that never made sense to me. So like when people would, you know, think I was weird for not smoking weed, you know, I'm like, really? Like, I'm weird because I follow the law, you know, I don't break the law. That makes me weird, okay? When I was under 21, I was weird because I didn't drink. It's like, okay, again, not breaking the law, but I'm the weird one, okay? I don't even feel like it was a decision for me. It's kind of just how I am, where I'm just like, I don't need this crap in my life, you know? I have enough problems going on. I don't need to create another one. And you know, why start something that could either get worse or you're gonna have to eventually give up? You know, you can't be getting drunk every day. You can't be getting drunk every weekend. You can't be smoking weed every day. You can't be smoking weed every weekend. So why start something you're gonna have to eventually quit? I'll never have to quit pizza. Like, that's something I'll never have to quit, you know? It's always gonna be legal, so. I think the biggest reason is I am a control freak. I like to be in control of everything, and even if something bad happens and I feel like I'm not in control and like I'm losing my mind, I hate that. I always like to be able to think clearly, and when I can't, I don't like that. I feel like it would freak me out. I feel like, you know, I feel like I would psych myself out and maybe even drive myself a little crazy. And you know, the times I have had some alcohol. I had a Mike's Hard Lemonade once, and because I never drank just one bottle of that, even though it barely has any alcohol in it, like it made me feel like really weird, and like I had to go to sleep even though it was like 6 p.m. and I'm like, I have to go to sleep, I'm so tired. I don't know, I just don't like it, and I feel like I'm like severely judged because I don't do those things, and especially drinking because I'm 21. You know, I feel a lot of peer pressure because I'm over 21. You know, like when I was 20, I would just be like, oh, like, you know, I'm not 21, and, you know, then there was no explanation, but now it's just like, oh, what's your excuse? And my biggest advice is, if you feel the same way, is don't give in to people. Even if they're your friends. If they're your friends, they're not going to do it to you, period. You know, even if your friends do things like this, you know, you can have friends that drink and smoke, but you don't have to do it. And if they're really your friends, they're not gonna pressure you into doing it. So I think that's like the most important thing to remember, is you don't have to give into it. You know, if you have it in your mind that you don't want to do that, then you don't have to. You know, I'm pretty set in my ways. You know, when I say I don't want to do something, I'm not gonna just, you know, roll over and do it just because the situation arises, you know? I don't know, I just feel like there's so much more to life than stuff like that, and you know, getting turned up and all that crap, like, it's just annoying. People are so annoying about it, you know? Like, if you do it quietly in your house and you don't say anything about it, that's one thing, but there are people that they just post it everywhere. They post their weed everywhere, they post their booze everywhere, and it's just like, you're annoying. You're annoying. People don't want to see that, girl. They don't want to see that. I feel like people forget that employers can look at your social media if they want to, so keep that in mind. I hope you guys enjoyed, and let me know your views on this type of thing, how you feel about it. I know my viewers are a lot younger, so obviously you guys should not be drinking or doing any of that kind of stuff if you are still young. But you know, if you are of age. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know, but be respectful in the comments. Don't cut each other's throats, please. So I will see you guys again in my next video. Until then, panda hugs. Oh Lord. So I will see you guys again real soon. Until then, panda hugs. I love you guys. Bye.